Okay, sorry about that for the delay. Hold on. Let's make sure everything's working right. Hello, hello. Yep, we are good. Okay, just making sure everything's working just right. Hi, welcome back. We are resuming the Sprout experience of Final Fantasy 14. Sorry for the little delay. We had some technical issues. As I know, I said I would be at 2 p.m. PST, but we ended up starting a little bit after. The game is still booting up, so unfortunately, we're stuck with the black screen for a little bit. So you're stuck here with me for a second. Not too much was done in between streams, admittedly. A lot of it was actually taking care of stuff IRL as well as catching up with some friends. So overall, just a good time in general. Um, but today the goal is to continue the main story of Final Fantasy 14. I know last time I recall the goal was to start heading to other cities such as Limsa Lominsa and I believe it's Rhoda is how it's pronounced. I could be horribly wrong. If I am, I apologize. We'll fix that in due time. Um, I've been mapping things out, trying to kind of get the feel of things, get my plans going, and just kind of generally figure out what my game plan is for my character. And I know the gathering jobs, such as botanist, is a good start, and we're gonna keep up with that general train of thought. So today, I don't think we're going to be doing too much with botanists like we did last time. We'll be focusing more on the story, but I do want to also consider swapping from Archer to Rogue, just potentially check out Ninja, as Ninja does kind of interest me. When I used to play World of Warcraft, Rogue was my class in World of Warcraft for a long time, as I got in during Cataclysm, and so I kind of want to see if Ninja kind of relives that fantasy for me or not. Granted, I am having fun with Archer, but it kind of doesn't hurt to, broaden your horizons and figure out if it's something you like. I know there are classes later on in the game, such as Dancer, Machinist, Viper, etc., that all have their own appeals, and I'm sure that I'll find my own class that will appeal to me later on. Um, I kind of want to check out the ninja. So we'll probably do a little bit of that. I know I find that in Limsa Lominsa, as I've been doing a little bit of reading outside the game. But I do want to also collect supplies today for another job, because I'm thinking about picking up carpenter to make furniture, as I've been told that's a good way to make money on the side. Um, so yeah, there's a lot to do today. There's going to be a lot of grinding and figuring things out, but we'll get things done slowly but surely. For the stream today, we are planning on running it for about 2 hours. Hopefully, some of the changes that have gone on behind the scenes will improve the stream quality, as that is my goal with each and every stream, is to constantly get better about fixing things. This time I've implemented a noise suppression system, so hopefully my mouse does not make its way into the audio as bad as it has been in the past, but we will of course see in due time. So yeah, I'd like to first and foremost say thank you for anyone who is currently watching. Your support means the world to me, of course, and I would like to continue doing this for the foreseeable future as a for fun thing. As it stands, FF14 is kind of the main thing on my mind of games to stream, but I also do want to stream some other stuff down the line if interest is, of course, given to it. As wow, um, sorry, I got a little bombarded there initially. Stuff like games I'm a little bit more personal to, like let me stop talking. I'm about to do something else at the same time. Like I would love to do a modded Signalis run at some point, and Signalis is one of my personal favorite games. There's a third person mod that I want to do a full playthrough for the game on, and I think that would just be fun to do. Subnautica 2 is coming out in early access at some point, and while initially my plan was to not touch Subnautica 2, a lot of stuff I've been seeing with the screenshots really kind of piqued my interest, and we're now waiting for people to load, so hey, let's speak while we wait. Um, so of course Subnautica 2 is kind of like one of those games on my radars, and for the time being, I would just find it fun to potentially get that going on when it comes out, just because, well, I'm not a Subnautica content creator. I have toyed with the idea of doing randomizers on stream. I've toyed with the idea of running. Man, I hate how long it takes for NPCs to load sometimes. Just kind of toy with the many ideas of doing maybe a randomizer, Subnautica 2. I haven't played Silent Hill 2 yet. I figure that could be fun to do some late night horror streaming. But I also do question if maybe I should switch my approach to streaming. And while FF14 is a good start, I am kind of debating more and more about opening up a Twitch, because I feel like there could be more traffic through Twitch in comparison to YouTube. But I do like YouTube, don't get me wrong. Just, you know, figuring out what's the best way to garner an audience effectively, as I would like not to necessarily make it profitable, but just, you know, have fun with it. Right now it's currently me and the voices in the back of my head. I would like to, of course, make it more of a community thing, get more people involved, meet people as I go, and so kind of just figuring out what's the best way to go about this. I'm of course not the most knowledgeable when it comes to streaming as a whole, and I'm still learning this as I go. I know games that are much more popular. Notification there, I wasn't sure where that came from. Yeah. Oh, I'm stupid. I'm waiting for NPCs to load and the people I need to talk to are downstairs. Oh my goodness gracious. For some reason I thought I'd speak with Mion. Probably that's how you pronounce her name. I could be horribly wrong. It could be like Mione. But I don't know. Yeah, I want to generally just have fun with this. I'm not necessarily doing it for the sake of the thrill, but I've always wanted to learn how to do this stuff. I'm always someone who's been very prone with the idea of giving back what you are given, and while I don't watch many streamers myself, I always enjoy the idea of content creation and how much it has impacted me growing up as a kid. But I'll go quiet here for the cutscene, so... Ooh. But we went from traditional fantasy forest to sci-fi, like StarCraft military base. Jeez.
bitter taste of defeat lingers still. 15 years since the Imperial fleet set course for Mordona, led by the Agrios, mightiest of all vessels. Silver Till lay ripe for the taking, and all of Eorzea would soon be ours. Or so we believed. But an innumerable host of dragons met us that day, at the heart of which flew the great Midgard Zormer. Though we succeeded in slaying that lord among worms, the dread serpent's defeat was bought at too high a price. Our invincible flagship was lost, and all hope of victory with her. So ended our glorious conquest.
All right then. Militaristic empires, check.
Eorzea, a blighted realm, riddled with false gods. Twice now it has eluded the Empire's grasp. For all the destruction it wrought, even Meteor, the great sin, failed to yield us control over it. And for this failure, the realm has sunk deeper into depravity. It is twisted beyond all reckoning, rotten nigh to the core. Yet, it must be saved. Only Garlean rule can bring order to Eorzea. It falls to us to deliver the misguided masses from their ignorance.
We are of one mind, Lord Van Balzar.
The red helmet on that guy is crazy.
Senior engineers, please report to Magitech research following scheduled inspection.
Hey, is the Legatus really planning to take another tilt at Eorzea?
Hey? What hole have you been hiding in? We're in the midst of preparing for a new campaign, and a huge one at that.
But I thought the Emperor had given up the Western lands for lost after Cartano. What could the Legatus possibly hope to gain by acting alone?
I sense you harbor certain doubts over the wisdom of the Legatus' plan.
I preferred you with your helmet on.
My lord!
Please, call me Nero. Tell me, where were you born?
Othard, my lord.
Alamigo, my lord.
Ah, codename Hummingway, I presume?
I don't know what you...
Silence. Your denials will not change your fate. I assure you, Frumentarium sees all. Clean up this mess, and do not miss any, or I shall be most displeased.
At once, my lord.
Garland. Soon you will be made to know the true power of Magitech.
That helmet looks so nice, but it does not match very well with the rest of the armor, which infuriates me. Ah, Limbs Elemensa. Alright, let me loose upon these lands. Let me out. Alright. Oh, I just go the other way. Whoops. Oh, you have a nice little outfit. So when I first played FF14, this was actually the location I started in. So I have a little bit more familiarity here than most other locations. Can't say I did too much. Here's because I only got technical level 11 on my Marauder. In comparison to level 24 with my Archer here. So I have a lot more experience with the Archer in comparison now.
Enter.
Oh.
I did not expect the Gridanian envoy to be an adventurer. It speaks highly of your character that the elder seats here would... This way.
Okay.
I bid you welcome.
Keep trying.
I am Melve Bluefisvin, Admiral of Limsa Lominsa, and Commander of the
Bluefiswim?
Maelstrom.
What
Now,
a name.
What news from the Black Shroud?
Bluefiswim. Bloopis. Oh, okay. Drop a meteor on it, I get it. Ooh, okay, I thought it's Rhoda. Damn. I don't know shit. Okay. Before we consider leaving, it is worth consideration to grab crystals for teleportation in future. So we are in Thanalan. So we're in Thanalan. Those two can be found here. So we have the teleportation here. Middle Lenoskia is over there. So that is Central Thanalan. That's Southern Thanalan, and that's East Thanalan. Okay. Brick Wolf. Oh, thank you. Make my life slightly easier. Do I speak to Hankin? Hankin Honkin? Nope. Where should I mender though? Nope, let's hit the sprint button. I didn't realize that we needed to be here. Wait, what? So I can't head here? Question mark? Okay then. That changes my plan a wee bit. I guess we'll head across town. I do want to do some hunting while I'm here. Okay, so yeah. Oh. Went over there. We'll get the farm. Upper Lenostia, so we'll head that way as well. Yep, so largely speaking, just need the upper Lanasia, so that's west and east. What classifies as upper Lanasia? Upper is these two spots, okay. So we will head. I mean, it looks faster objectively to do Eastern Lanasia. If I can just go from there, grab the crystal there, and grab that. So yeah, we'll go west. That's a crystal. So let's head east with the sprint button. And as we begin running around, let's chat for a second, shall we? One, I'm surprised that's how small the minimap can be. I would expect a little bit less zoom out, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. You know, I can also get stuck on rocks. I hope everyone is having a good weekend so far. I've had a bit of a busy one, but nothing too bad at all. I was at a party last night for a friend of mine's birthdays. He recounted us on his pastime obsession. You know, effectively we gave him talking stick for a few hours. Overall, it's a good time. We got to watch everyone else get pretty drunk in the process, and I would say I'd keep an eye on some of them just to be sure. It was a good time. I can never necessarily complain after any of that stuff. It's always just good to see friends and faces. That's like the one thing I don't really tell you too much about growing up is you do lose a lot of friends, and not necessarily a bad thing, mind you, but when you're in school, yeah, you're a lot more used to seeing faces every day, day in, day out, and you take a lot of them for granted. Like sometimes, like you don't realize that you might not ever see the athletes anymore post high school. And that's fine for me, you know. I was within the nerdier cliques, but now that I'm out of high school, I've been doing college for a few years now and working a job. It's a very different work-life balance than I initially expected compared to what I've got. It's not necessarily a bad thing, it's just something you have to get used to. Kind of crazy to think how far I've come the past few years, just looking back on where things started and where things are now. I remember the days of just being homework and trying to get a night's rest. Now it's just wake up at 5 a.m. for work and then get home and do homework and hope you have energy to do so. Very different world. Alright. Level 32. Oh my god, level 32 grass raptor. I don't think it's a zebra. Maybe that's how I went the wrong way this entire time. Oh dear god, the grass raptors. Come on. Escape that, oh thank god. Almost became a statistic. I've never been to this area of the map before. It's a very nice location. Kind of reminds me of ooh, I'm what they're calling Dark Souls 2, but they're the ruins in the woods on the way to the royal castle. Kind of reminds me of the aesthetic of that place. Bit odd, I know, but this is what comes to mind. And these immediately remind me of the flood from Halo. Oh lord. Alright, antenna crystal gotten. Let's just get this cleared up, just so we don't have that notification every time we walk in. At this point, it makes sense to me to head to the other, Lanasia, because I feel like this one is the higher level location, considering that everything on the way here is level 32. So move on, shall we? I might do a small intermission here in a minute just to grab water and whatnot, because admittedly I do not have water right now and I'm a little thirsty. And so I would like to maybe take just a second to hydrate and take care of myself. 40 gil, that's expensive, man. So there is no crystal here. Yeah, yep, those are the crabs I'm looking for. Ah, 5. 5 must be killed. I see. I see. Alright. That is level 25. So, we are looking for more Yarzons up here in the upper region, which will grant us additional 6,000 XP. And then we are also looking for Blood Shores, Akapalu. So yeah, real quick, we're gonna call a quick intermission to just grab some water. I'll be right back here in just a moment, but thank you for watching, and just give me about maybe 35 minutes tops, shall we? So let's complete this. There we go. All right, we are back. So sorry about that. I went to go grab water at the side, but I also grabbed a few snack things while I'm at it. So let's get the game put back in the full screen, and let's get moving, shall we? So we're looking for Eton Lanasia. So effectively, looks like we're also looking for the spider here in Oakwood. So let's look for the Yarzons first. Bumble Beetle. That do be a bee-inspired beetle. Love it, fella. I want to talk about this real quick. Well, of course, we're back because it's something I've been thinking about. Because I've been talking with some other friends of mine, IRL, who have been supporting this idea of mine to live stream. I didn't realize in my mind how important of a skill yapping is, especially when you're by yourself. You know, like a lot of group streams, or like a lot of streamers that like group up together, you don't realize it until you are doing it yourself, how much like easier in my mind it is to just bounce off of other people, have conversations, and let them kind of carry the stream a little bit here and there. But as you know, just doing this by myself, I can say that I having to find a way to constantly keep talking to myself and keep the conversation going is a lot more difficult than I ever imagined it would actually be. In my mind, it was like, oh, it's just, you know, I don't have to talk too much. But if you want to keep things consistent and keep things entertaining, you can't just be quiet for forever. You can't. It's just a lot more talking than I thought it would be by myself, and something I'm having to learn how to do. Not to say I like by any means it's a pain in my ass, but did not realize I'd be getting a degree in yapping by doing this. Jeez. The only thing left in this region of the world is the Apkalu in Eastern. So let's see what that is. We could also just quickly head up to here to grab Outer Lanasia. That way we at least have a good chunk of Lanasia under warp conditions. Because that's useful to have, so let's grab that real quick while we're here. And pray that level 50 bird does not come and maul me like a small child in a recess playground. Kobold Footman. Oh, they're doing the more wolf style kobolds, I'm guessing, by the thing. Yeah, they're the more bestial kobolds. Okay. I would get curious about that because D&D had some more draconic kobolds. So I always get curious when it's like, oh, it's a kobold, and then my brain goes to what kind? Is it the what that dog doing kind, or is it what the lizard doing kind? Okay, so we're gonna head right. Whoa! So let's get sprinting, shall we? Velociraptor from Monster Hunter Frontiers. That's Velocidrome. Whoopee. We need a blood shores we need over there. Okay. With the ferry docks. So a few buddies of mine just get on FF14. I might need to keep my Discord right up because they might pop in and say hello. Or not. There's a good chance they might just not show up, but it's always just something to kind of keep in mind because, hey, I will not say no to some helping hands here and there. And that, of course, extends to all you guys, if any of you are interested. I would not mind a helping hand the slightest, since this game has a lot that I don't fully understand quite yet myself. So was Impulse. So we're down the Bloodshore region. We need to definitely hit the coast of the soul, but we also need to find birds. What kind of birds? Apkalu. Apkalu. My brother in Christ saw buffalo. More kobolds I see. Man, I love mining. Wind sprites. Not cranberry though, unfortunately. Limbs of Minta to me is such a weird mixture of vibes already compared to like the Black Trail where it's like, oh, fancy forest area. Like large fancy forest area. Then Limbs of Minta is like floating ruins, swamp, tropics. I'm sure there's more, but it's like it's just a lot more varied to me already in comparison to the Black Shroud. Not to diss it by any means, but we could have used maybe like a mushroom forest. Would have been nice to see. But then meanwhile, we need to find birds. Apollo. Where do we find them? Places. We are near the 1 hour mark on the stream already, which is surprising to me because it feels like much time has not passed. But then I remember FF14 kind of makes me numb to the passage of time, and I can't feel it as well. Oh, they're penguins. Oh, sorry, little ones. Ah, that thing actually hit kind of hard. You can kill 4 of them, right? 4 or 5? 5. Oh my god. These little bastards are gonna be like taking my lunch money in the background. Alright. Got my wounds licked a little bit. Ah, fuck. Get fucking mauled to death by bird. That's a flying fish. New Gridania. Oh my goodness gracious. That's a pain in the ass, but hey, we got our ass beat by birds. Okay, we need to get our way back over there. So we were in Lanasia. We just got our ass beat in Costa del Sol. So let's get heading back there. Get the running back with the fish-sized dent in my skull. Not take long until we're back here at all. Where are my coconut crabs? I'm like infinitely more fucked up. Ah, bathrooms. Falling all the way over here. That leaves us 2 more to go. God damn it. I went a little too far. Oh, that was a little too close for my own comfort. Just one more. One more. We don't have to risk birds launching fucking fish at my forehead, making new dents. Okay, no more fish-sized dents that we have to risk. We can now just worry about the birds of Thanalan and what looks like the centipede thing? It might be a dragon, I can't necessarily tell. Well, we'll head back to Laminsa. We'll get the dent taken out of my skull while we're at it. I don't think penguins in real life use fish as a defense mechanism, but can you imagine if they did, or if they do? Imagine like taking a plunger to the side of my skull and just being like, okay, gotta get this out. This is the one thing I hate about Laminsa is navigation. It feels like I'm trying to navigate a maze with this goddamn place. There we go. Back to the gangplank galleon. Alright, let's get our way out of here and find the Flame Honor Guard, which is right behind this wall. Let me out. We need to head to the Hustling Strip. Okay, we are in a big spot. You are level 17. 8 levels my junior for now. The Toronto last. We'll take our... Ooh, Archer. Level 19. A bowwoman in arms. To the Royal Promenade. I offer you a letter in these trying times.
Ah, a guest from Gridania. I thought I smelled leaf mold.
Dude.
I won't hold it against you. If you're half the warrior Kane says, 'tis a wonder you don't reek of dead Ixal. Welcome to the Sultanate of Ul'dah. I am Rawan al-Din, General of the Immortal Flames. But you did not come all this way to trade formalities.
I might have. Would you like to shake my paw? Yeah. I do not. Why I lied. Alright. That's all the traveling around done. Take a boat. Gone from Gridania. I have to back to Laminsa. We'll head there in a minute. For the time being, we need to go find some stuff out in the wild. Oh my god, this place is a bunch of teleportation crystals. Oh jeez. What's that Ruby Road Exchange? Let's see what's there. To be a road made of rubies. Wouldn't that be crazy? They're blue. Blue cat. Giving blue milk. From Star Wars land. I don't know if any of y'all been to Disneyland at all, Disney World as well, because it's available both. But the colored milk there, I remember, 'cause I used to go to Disneyland a lot with a very close friend of mine. We used to go every year. I remember joking I would go grab a cup of it once I make my own money. I would buy a cup of the blue milk for shits and giggles, right? I remember getting there at Disneyland, and at the time I was only making like $13 an hour, which a little bit better than, no, not better, a little bit worse than what I'm currently making, but that's besides the point, you know. I remember it's like $8 for a single cup of blue milk at the time, and of course that was like 2019-ish, I want to say. I could be horribly wrong with my guesstimate on time. I remember it being like $8. That shit like shocked me as someone who just started making money on their own. And seeing it be costing that much for colored milk, I have never looked at Disneyland the same way ever again. That was like the wake-up call for me once I started making my own money, because I don't make a lot of cash, so just beware the blue milk, fellas. Especially the green one too. I think they're both $8, but hey, the point still stands. That milk do be expensive. I don't think it's worth it either. I don't know. I've never had it. If you're telling me this milk was like worth the $8, I'll maybe I'll try it one day. But for the time being, I'm not going to Disney anytime soon. In fact, quite the opposite, as I want to go to Universal relatively soon. But we'll see with the current economy. The current economy is not been kind on anyone. It's hard to justify trips when the economy be like this. Like, I also want to go to the Pokemon World Championship here in August, which will be in, I believe, San Diego or Anaheim. I can't remember where it is this year. But now the World Championship is going to be in California. I do want to do that. I think that'd be a really fun experience to go see an actual like competitive Pokemon tournament live, plus to do all the announcements there. So I think it'd just be cool to see it all live. Plus, get a feel for the community, because I've been playing competitive Pokemon kind of casually. Just been playing it via Showdown primarily, but I've been getting involved with competitive Pokemon. I'm not crazy good or anything by any means. Like, I don't know how well I would do in Ranbats. I've taken a large break from Ranbats for a while, but I like to run draft leagues, and maybe something that I consider adding to the content is doing draft leagues, but I do worry about people getting stream sniped if I do against some of my opponents in the draft league. So that's a personal concern of mine. Because right now I just like in the draft league I'm currently playing in right now. I'm playing in a monotype league. I just hit playoff guarantee, which required me to win 4 out of 7 games. And my next few games are against let me backtrack just a wee bit. I am playing a dark team for monotype, and my remaining opponents are dark. Not dark. I'm playing dark. My remaining opponents are bug, grass, and steel. And I will not lie, I am slightly concerned, but we will see how it goes. I'm gonna do a lot of walking. Kind of questioning if I can get any botany stuff done while I'm walking around. Let's find out. You about to tell me I can oh. Well, duly noted. Cactuses are rich in XP. Nothing. Okay, we keep heading westward. Eastward, fuck. That's a big ass ant. That's a big ass ant. I smell. Oh. I forgot to trigger sneak. Black pepper. Hello, giant ants. Are you a fan of living light seeds? Okay. We have made it across. To Eastern we go. So I'm at the Eastern Fanaland. We are looking for birds. Specifically in the Welwick region. Welwick is pretty far north. So we'll just kind of follow the main road for the time being up to the crystal, and we'll figure out how to get to Welwick from there. Walking. Oh boy, a mount would be so nice right about now. What the fuck is that? What the fuck? The Rhino Welwick. Yeah, we stick it right here. I have a bit of a headache today. Can't be due to dehydration. Drink a little water. I think it's just a headache for the sake of it being a headache. Herbal. I'm starting to get this sneaking feeling that I probably should not play as much gacha games as I did prior to the stream today. I was playing a lot of Wuthering Waves. Because I, for starters, want to get up, caught up on the game, because I played it at 1.0 and the game did not run great. Motherfucker. You want off the beaten path, you get your ass beat. That's annoying, but it is what it is. Well, we got our ass beat. Do we head back? Do we lick our wounds and reconsider? It was only 354 in comparison to heading out to Limbs of Lamenta last time. Okay, I think this time we don't wander around with botanists. This time we'll just make a guess. The birds are probably north, not more southern. You know, I want this just to kind of fill the silence because trying to, you know, get my degree in Yaponomics. I saw today for Warhammer, the Emperor's Children stuff is getting their next wave comes out, I believe, next week, or the Pure go live this weekend. Which means for a lot of you Chaos players, Fulgrim, Lucius, Flawless Blades, the Cacophonist will all be playable on the tabletop soon, because I know that's kind of been a big thing for a lot of people, is, you know, having your Emperor's Children but not being able to use all the units you entirely want quite yet, because it's largely just been the Tormentors and Factors and Noise Marines, oh my, oh, and the Lord Exultant. And so now you guys are getting access to your other stuff. For those of you that play Warhammer 40k like myself, granted I am a filthy Xenos lover, as it's often said. I like my aliens like I like my coffee. Plentiful and oversaturated. That did not make sense as a joke. We'll fix that in time. We'll get better on the fly jokes. But with Emperor's Children now being out, and their launch range now being fully out, I should say, it is going to be curious to see them, because I know for a fact they're going to get picked up quite a bit in my local hobby stores. I play in a local league here where I live called the Table Crusade. And I know EC is going to be very popular in that group. I will say, it's really cool to see that, for those who do play 40k, or maybe don't play 40k as much, but seeing, you know, new faction come out. I am admittedly very glad that Emperor's Children is not, like, inherently broken at launch, because that was kind of like my big concerns, and they sell all these models, make them really OP, and then, you know, immediately nerf them once people buy into the faction, because that is a real thing that can occur in games like 40k. And so seeing them not be too ridiculous at launch has me very optimistic for the future of the faction, especially because it is a Chaos deity faction that doesn't rely on their Primarch too much like World Eaters do, or the World Eaters you kind of want to anger on. due to the current rules of 10th edition. Be that as they may, I know not 10th edition is not for everyone. As I've heard a lot of people debate back and forth between 9th and 10th. Maybe one day I will give 9th a try, if I can, of course, find all the supplies to do so. But where are my chasm buzzer? I have Furbles. But yeah, their army rule not being crazily overpowered like I thought it was going to be initially has me really optimistic for the faction, especially since they are performing decently well. Noise Marines, from what I've seen, are really strong in the current meta of the game. Especially as a Havoc equivalent. And while I, of course, don't play against CSM too much, because I play a lot of Tau and Necron, seeing that luckily the meta is not going to be completely ruined for a bit is just nice to know. God, where the fuck are these birds? I'm not crazy, am I? Eastern Thanalan, Wellwood Woods. Okay. Oh, speaking of Warhammer, got Osbac's tactics alert. Oh my god, they're right up here. Okay, that is 3 birds down, 4 birds down, 1 more to go. Next up is the Broken Water Sandskin Pice in Southern Thanalan. Well, the fastest west on Thanalan is... Oh, needs to go south. Lamau. That leads us to Southern Thanaland. You know, another thing I should probably look into considering upgrading is my chair that I sit in. Because my chair that I sit in currently has a very uncomfortable spot right now. And let me tell you, it is not the greatest, unfortunately. But hey, we'll live. We will indeed live. Let us see. So, where does it specifically say? Broken water? Broken water. So it should be around here, actually, like right away. Is that it right there? Kinda looks like it. That's it. So let us poison, get the boost going. Shoot, fire, fire, fire. Four more to go. 1, 2. Three more to go. I should have grabbed the crystal there. I'll probably... Is there crystal there? Yeah, crystal there. Cool. We'll get the crystal there and we'll probably head back to Limsa. And that gets us like with Archer with this hunting log, which means we do technically open up the next one, which must be level 30. So it's gonna be a little bit before we get to that. But in the meanwhile, let's grab the crystal here and let's head back to Limsa while I deal with my headache, which I do apologize. This headache is kind of getting to me a little bit. Might call this stream a little bit early because of it, but I would try to not do that. But we'll see. Just headache getting to me as well. Where is she? So she's at the Drowning Wench? I believe the second floor. It appears to be second floor. Hippo Hero. Okay, we are looking for Vimelpa, which appears to be on the second floor. Yep, that's the case. Real quick, we'll grab the Aether Sharks. We can teleport over there real quick. Alright, which now means we turn around. Let's get to walk around. Let me in. at the Rogue Guild. All right. Let's do a little bit of rogue testing. Let's take a little break from everything we've been doing so far. I'm level 1. I don't think I can take those. I think I will lose. You know what? Doesn't hurt to try. No, I can do it. Just need to beat 3 of them. Shade shift. Oh, it's a damage negation ability. Okay. Gotta learn combo strings. Oh, jeez. Megalo crab. I'm sorry. we'll have for Laurel Lenos, yeah. Okay. He bats. Stab the bat. Kick the bat. That puts us at rogue level 6. Is the crystal here? Oh, there's a lot at the south. All the way to the south. Ah, dodos. Looking for Galagos. Galagos and Cedarwood. Somewhere around here. Man, head back up to more B-Bay. Need to pee right now. Maybe call a quick bathroom break real quick, and we'll keep we'll put the hunter log afterwards. Yeah, we'll put the hunter log, but I'm gonna call a quick bathroom break here real quick. Give me one quick second. As we're gonna go on a quick intermission again. Okay, we are back. Sorry for the delay. Gonna take a moment to compose myself, just get a little bit more energized, because starting to feel a little bit of fatigue here. But hey, we're gonna keep powering through it. We're gonna get the rogue grinding done. We're gonna get the hunter log complete, and we'll probably call it a day for today. I'll probably do a little bit more grinding off screen, but it won't progress the story in the meanwhile. So let us figure out where we need to find these. I believe it's Malamogs. We're looking for. They are Galagos. Wow, I am. I am not at the end of that. Oh, they're somewhere in Cedar Wood, so Cedar Wood takes us effectively all the way around here. So yeah, we just need to figure out where they are. I will say, finding these enemies at times can be annoying. Especially if they're in a really obvious spot and you go past them the first time by accident. It is a me wish that I could just like kind of mark where they spawn, but I can't. And so, you know, we simply live with it. But it does, like, I think so far, one of the more, like, drawn out parts of this game to me can be the traveling between spots in early game, because of lack of a mount. Maybe, you know, I could only get a mount because chocobos, and I could just pay for one. You know, if that is the case, I will accept that. At that point, it's me being stubborn. In which case, some of you might say, you stubborn? In which case, I'll say yes, not in my head, because I will refuse to acknowledge it. But we'll quickly grab these Aurelians. So that is. So Aurelian's like the only thing here that I need in lower town, right? That's our middle. Those are also missile. Those are lower. Oh, middle. Lower. Middle. So yeah, we just need to figure out what the Galagos are. And they're somewhere in Cedar Wood. Since I've not seen them around this general area, I'm gonna guess they're either right here, where Fire and Brimstone is, or they are to the south here. Either way, let's get to movement, shall we? Let's haul some ass. I might sigh. Somewhere in Cedarwood. It's where it lies. There they are. Took me forever to find you bastards. Well, Galago, meet knife. That's one down. Two more to go. Pick the monkey. Alright, that's the Galago's complete. So next up, we have the Bugle and the Goblin Fisher in Middle Laosia and Summerford. And then we have, well, basically everything in Summerford apparently. Make my life easier, why don't you? So I'm going for Summerford. So Summerford's effectively this mill strip here. Okay. Pugil's right there, so. hope the dog came into the room and say hello. How you doing, little buddy? Being comfy on the bed. Fair enough. Fair enough indeed. You know, maybe in the upcoming streams, maybe we'll add the face cam in just for a sense of personability. I kind of want to save it just so I could potentially do an avatar instead. But maybe it might just be better to get the actual, just get a face attached to everything. At this point, I am thinking a little out loud, admittedly. Just kind of gauge in my mind what makes the most sense, because I have an artist I would like to do a model with, but I'm also kind of considering, you know, what is what's my appeal, what's my niche when it comes to streaming. I don't necessarily know what that is yet. I don't consider myself to be a very talented person in general, and I view myself as kind of a jack of all trades, and that point in my mind very much lands. I'm like trying to figure out what I want to do with all of this. So we will, of course, figure it out in the days to come. But I do need to figure out what my niche is as a streamer. You know, there are some streamers, well, like a lot of the time in my mind, the niches are models, but I could be horribly wrong. I might just be misconstruing what I think is the success of a lot of people's channels or their own niches. We must find the Goblin Fishers.
I mean, I guess the one thing I like to do is with these little voices when it comes to like a maybe a potential niche, but doing little voices like this isn't exactly a niche now, is it? It's just being silly for the sake of being silly.
And that's like a hard thing. No, perhaps I'm thinking a little bit too out loud when I'm saying all this, because, you know, I don't know if this will ever take off or not, but I'm going to keep doing this for fun no matter what. I would like to document the entirety of the FF14 Sprout experience, and I think streaming is a good means to do so. Especially for me as someone who has no background in video editing whatsoever. One crab down. Westy. Have to crab down. At this point, only the goblin remains. And that will net us effectively, I don't think enough for a level up, But when we compare that, when we add the rogue stuff for completing the first quest, that might push us into level up territory for a rogue level 10, which will be nice. So far, at least comparing rogue to archer, I kind of like the gameplay loop of rogue a little bit more with combining combos in comparison to ranged, being a lot more about positioning, because when I get tired, it's a little bit harder for me to focus on positioning. But in comparison to, you know, doing combos, I actually think a little bit more about combos than I do not having to do combos. Awaken my pirates. I would think a goblin fisher would be around here, but I get the feeling it's close to the other river over there. Sorry for the yawn, fellas. May take an active stream nap after this and just recuperate a bit. Oh, there they are. I think that's them at least. Right there. How about it? Yeah, get some small kills in just to hit 400. Alright, that should be enough. So real quick, let us head to... I mean, we're close enough in this walk. Maybe I should get my return set up for Limsa Lominsa. It seems like I'll be here for quite a while. Hope we have a notification real quick. Give me one moment to stop to check it. And then I immediately force myself back out. I moved the window and I just fail horribly. Story of my life. Let's, there we go. What's the notification? It's from Thanos. Thank you, buddy. Okay. Let's get this quest turned in, and we'll probably call it here for today. So we need to head to the Fisherman's Guild. Thought it'd be quicker to just grab the crystal and warp from the crystal itself. So you want to be a fisher? Perhaps I do. I did not grind it up enough. Underfoot. That's a really fitting name. Have me go kill Aurelians again. Well, I'm gonna do a little bit of soft stream just so the content's not as repetitive or boring. I do apologize for the long bout of walking I ended up making up today's stream as we went from crystal to crystal, but we're in the learning process of figuring things out, and this will help speed things up in the grand scheme of things. So I would like to first and foremost say thank you to all of you who came in and stopped by to watch today, even if you are no longer with us now. Your presence is nonetheless appreciated all the same, as without you all I would not have an audience to stream to. We will pick this back up probably tomorrow, looking at my stream schedule. I like to keep my Tuesdays open, so I'm kind of thinking for this week, we'll have it set up that we'll have a stream tomorrow at 7 p.m. PST or 5 p.m. PST. I'm only a little bit more towards 5 p.m. PST. Then we'll do another stream probably on Wednesday around 5 p.m. PST as well due to work. I'd like to thank you all for, of course, being here one more time, and while I'll be doing a little bit of off-stream grinding, we'll save the important stuff for stream. Thank you very much for coming and listening. Have a great rest of your day, and remember, stay hydrated and brush your teeth, and floss them as well. Don't forget flossing. The dentist will get you for it. Trust me, it happens every time. It's the worst thing possible when the dentist gets you on it. But hey, just gotta be better about taking care of your teeth, am I right? Well, you know what that means. We're gonna call it here, so take it easy.